And we're back for the third round, everybody. So rounds will be officially starting in about 2 minutes, or well, time will start in 2 minutes. Players are welcome to start out here. So we do have, a couple of asks. We'll see if we can peep and find ourselves an Ojiro player. Round two, a restart is there. So I guess, if that's the room, then I guess table 18 is where we're going to be gunning it to watch some Ojiro gameplay.
I think Ojiro is a really good character.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him with float combo. Man, that's gonna be so good. I'm excited.
Right, yeah. So we'll see it pan out here. It is very amusing. He happens to be coasting with a paper on his mat that says "Not fan art, please no ban." So I guess that's his. I guess that's his play mat.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Now I want to start seeing people have other playmats like that.
Mm-hmm.
What has he done? He's going to encourage this kind of poor sportsmanship. Look at that.
So let's pull up Ojiro. We obviously don't know what symbols he's on yet, but nevertheless.
No, that's something he's not on.
Yeah, oddly enough, probably not on either, given the stats that we have seen from last week.
I had a guess.
Oh, we actually get nice. So we actually get to see the full game. So naturally, guys, this is not a top table. We are aiming to shoot for more interesting matchups whenever we cast these, just to bring you guys more variation. But we do get to see the Mezzo go at it again. So.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and flip this guy over 180 degrees. Okay, that looks really bad. So I guess we'll go ahead and do
back out.
we'll do this little thing that I did last time. And it's not too bad this time around. There we go.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and then we just gotta flip this guy over. And there we go. That looks way better. It's funny how some angles look better from the top, some look better from the bottom. Can we lower? Oh, right. I'm sorry about that, guys. I forgot I didn't lower the music in between the break. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for the reminder.
Oops.
Well, it's kind of hard when you don't hear the music because I use desktop audio for our voice call, so it's anyway. Technical stuff the chat doesn't need to know about. Thank you for the reminder, guys. If there's anything like that in chat, then feel free to recommend it, and I will get to it. Life totals. Let's see. What's Ojiro at? Ojiro is at 29.
So they're both at 29. I think. Oh, man. Now I'm second guessing myself.
Yes, they're both 29.
Oh, okay. This will be a interesting match. These are both Plus Ultra characters.
Mm-hmm.
So
I actually didn't know about that. I didn't even know about that until today or yesterday. I think I saw you guys about the fact that the UA meant that you had to be a Plus Ultra character, which is the little symbol at the bottom corner. I had no idea. I was just I guess that just means I don't know.
It's from the set.
Yeah. Astria, can you guys give us a quick rundown of the game? Never seen one. So there are a bunch of how to plays on YouTube, by the way, and I have made one myself if you guys want to go check out that one. But the gist of it is effectively you are in terms of other games, you can consider foundations, which are the great cards everyone playing, are like mana or energy. They're basically your resources that you're using to help you pay costs for your attacks, and they also happen to have abilities that help you push damage. Then you have your orange cards. Those are your attack cards. So attack cards have a number of traits. Specifically, they can attack from high, low, or mid. They have a speed, and they have damage. Speed is how hard it is to block. Damage is how much damage it'll do to your vitality. And then the range means that like a fighting game, you want to match the block. So a high attack, you'd like to match with a high block, so on and so forth. If you are one step below, so if I'm attacking with a high punch and I block with a medium punch, I will take half damage. That's the oversimplification, but effectively what happens is you're going back and forth and trying to sling attacks at each other to try and lower your vitality to 1. And the way that you pay for cost is, let's say I play an attack, and an attack has, and I will bring up an attack card here as an example. I don't know, we'll just use this one, why not? Looking at this one, effectively, if you look at the top left corner, that is the difficulty, and then the bottom right is the check. So when I play a card, you take its difficulty cost, which is, this one would be 5, and then you flip a card on top of your deck. And then that would go to your drop, and then whatever the bottom right value is, on this one it would be a 3, that would be what it goes towards paying the cost. And if you're short, you can start committing foundations to pay for the missing cost that you have. And then every attack or foundation you play after becomes one more difficult to check. So let's say I have a second Grasping Gape Toss that I would try to play. It would cost 6 as opposed to 5 because I have a difficulty of 5 and there's one card behind it. Now, there's way more, complicated aspects of the game, but the gist of it is basically you're paying your cost to play these attack cards to get your opponent's health down to 0. And that's the quick rundown of how the game plays out. Now, obviously, there's a lot more to that, way more than that, but that is basically the quick gist of it.
It's a fighting game in the form of a card game, and it really reflects that whole exhaustion the longer you attempt to attack, and exhaustion on the flip side trying to block. It's harder to block more attacks, it's harder to attack more attacks. So it really has a good feel of like a fighting game, effectively.
And then if you come from other card games, it very much feels like you're both playing a variation of a burn deck. The attacks are like burn spells, and you're just constantly chipping away your opponent's damage until you chip them down to 0. So both players here, we got Mezzo here building up very consistently, and now we're going into Ojiro's turn 2.
Do you see what Mezzo has a lot of?
Things.
A lot of low costs.
a lot of low
cost foundations. It's like, I'm going to grab all these for free.
Yep, basically.
that was like my first thing. It's like, oh man, if I build him, I have to run all the 0 costs.
Of course.
Or 0 dips. It's so good.
Let's see. Boom.
And it looks like Ojiro is on
Earth?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's on Earth because you got Kirishima stuff.
Yep.
That's scary. That means he's gonna have access to stuff like Smash, where that's gross.
Some high output damage stuff. And then Mezzo here is on. I can't remember what he was on.
It looks like Life.
I'll take it. For what it's worth, guys, not only is it good for you guys to know what symbols they're on, but it actually helps us on this side a lot, because then I can set up UVS Ultra to that symbol, and then it's easier to pull up cards.
Yeah, throws and Mezzo, that's gonna be the thing. I feel like just being able to constantly just chip at them and go get it right back. I don't think Mezzo's ever gonna want to get momentum, except for when they do.
No, yeah.
I could see him wanting some momentum just to discard it to pick it right back up again, I guess. But
yep.
Who knows? We'll see.
I mean, this is one of those games that's going to be drawn out for sure. I think we're dealing with high life totals. We're dealing with two characters who can very much push for the later game. So I think we have some route to go here for sure.
A lot of people are talking about how they don't really care much for the 0 difficulty foundation flip to heal one. I think it works great, Mezzo. Personally, it's a 0 diff, which is amazing for him, and then of course he's burning health to grab whatever he wants. So I think it's a pretty solid strategy, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. At least with the higher life totals, when you get down to the life totals of like 3, 4, it kind of doesn't matter. But like if your opponent, like let's say you're playing against Shigaraki, who's able to like poke you for 1 damage here and there, right? Like it makes the difference in being able to stay high and healthy. and out of a range where your opponent can blow you out. So like those ones or twos, like yeah, maybe my opponent caps out at being able to deal like 14 damage, but not 15, and that at that point that one life is gonna make all the difference. So.
Hmm. And like they said in chat, using self-sacrifice to pretty much blow up something to either get a plus or a minus damage, or even using a release to just, sack itself to get those checks just to grab it right back if need be later.
Yep.
That's so good.
Exactly. All right, cracking back with a frog lashing.
It's your favorite card, man.
It's definitely up there. I like it a lot as far as attacks go.
I think out of all the attacks, I think Unwavering Slash is still one of my favorites. It just has so much value to him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
In terms of the best decks right now, I mean, if we're looking at top tables, Kirishima, Eraserhead, and Jiro are all very well represented across top tables. But we've seen a great magnitude of decks do incredibly well. We see, Bakugo, Shigaraki, Nomu, Tokiomi. Those are all decks that are played at extreme amounts as well. So definitely go check those out.
There's a good balance. Just about like I said, every deck is viable right now. And it really comes down to checks sometimes. Like we've seen so many games where it comes on to the flip of the card, see if it's gonna win it or not.
Yep.
Man, Mezzo is just going in.
I mean, when you have all that foundation to just coast in afterwards, like why not? Let's just see how far I can push my advantage.
This is just a flash attack. That's honestly the first time I have seen Delaware Smash in a very long time. But it's really good against Kirishima because flashes. That's just like, oh hey, yeah, no, none of your building shenanigans, please.
Yeah, I think that's what's so good is just like against decks that want to be able to do all those things. Flash just says, nope, we're just gonna go poke damage and then go
straight to
from there.
blocks.
Yep, straight to blocks.
Another one.
Well, another one. Like it's. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna see a little bit of commitment on Shoji's side here for doing all those plays. Not too much. He's still coasting, but
I mean, yeah, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's all those zero diffs that's surprising.
All right, then I guess that's where we're gonna call it. That's I must have missed an attack somewhere. Sheesh. I guess I missed the first one.
I mean, he only threw like 16 attacks. It felt like.
Yeah. But 2 cards.
If you miss one, it happens.
So I don't have too much experience with Ojiro. Is Ojiro the type of deck that can do 29 damage on one turn?
Oh yes, he easily. So, especially, I don't know how he can do it on Earth, but I do know that Ojiro on Fire gets access to the Ida package, right?
Right.
And then Ojiro's ability is a once per game, it gets speed buff equal to the number of their face down foundations.
Right.
And then it cannot be reduced. So you throw that into one of Ida's attacks, and then you follow it up with the, for the damage. Was it Recipro Extend?
Yeah, Extend, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he has some potential there. And every time Ojiro can, I think, flip one. I can't remember if it's flip or commit. Yeah, look now.
I can bring him up real quick. It is flip at foundation.
So, and that's his own foundation. He flipped one, and if they block it, they flip one. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So he's constantly just flipping things left and right to make their opponent flip down their face down cards. It's pretty good. It's strong. It shuts down a lot of specific decks like Froppy, where Froppy has to use that flip ability to re-ready her character. And if all of her stuff's already flipped down, well, sorry, you're out of gas.
Yep. So is that the best play to build board and then go for game in one turn? Not always. I mean, generally, like you weigh your options. If your opponent is low on resources, then it might be good to go in on one turn. But generally speaking, you're going to be poking once or twice and then going for your big pushes. You definitely have your long combo strings, just like fighting games that you want to bring in together. But you do need to play that fielding game a little bit to kind of gauge where you're at, where your opponent is at. But yes, generally your first turns are very much tied to building and putting yourself in a position to be able to string along these big combos.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of decks that do just keep poking because they get benefits of small attacks.
Mm-hmm.
They'll poke, get their once per turn effect. Like, for example, Shigaraki has ability once per turn. If he hits you for damage, he's going to ping you for more damage.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, he's like, why would I keep throwing attacks at you if I'm not going to kill you? I'll just go ahead, hit you once, decay you a little bit, and just go ahead back into foundations,
Yep.
So it's decks like that that also benefit from the not going very, very combo heavy.
Mm-hmm. All right, and here we did go down to 21 life for Shiro here, and now the Texas Smash coming in for a lot of attack and giving it a lot. Well, yeah, and then giving the other attack an additional 4. So blocking this one, and will we commit? Yes, we will commit to getting this block through.
And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and flip this one down. Ojiro's like, yeah, just keep flipping your cards down for me. That'd be great. And him playing on Earth, it does, like I said, it grants him access to Smash. Smash is a All Might attack that says, hey, if this attack is blocked, they have to flip one. So if Ojiro uses that effect, they're effectively flipping down 2 or taking like 9 damage at least. So
yep. So
it's a spicy meatball.
It definitely is a spicy meatball for sure. Coordinated effort here, one of the hallmark foundations in set 1 here, doing what it does best, that getting down the Texas Smash, oh wait, and building it, and now getting opening up the space for another Texas Smash to get in there.
Texas Smash is such a good card. It's probably I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good card. It looks good.
Looks great.
It embodies the whole aspect of trying to chain together combos for sure. It feels really good to play.
I'm still sitting here just like waiting for Ojiro to throw out that huge speed buff. It's like, all right, here it goes. I guess we gotta edit that, don't we?
What? No, I was saying round 3 the whole time.
It's the whole time.
Yeah, of course.
It's UFSC always round up.
Yeah, come on now, please. You think this is my first rodeo, guys? Come on now.
Yeah. It's my least favorite thing to
do. Something of note for those of you guys who are watching the game or watching this game for the first time, you can look at your face down foundation. So if your foundations are flipped up, definitely make sure that whenever you make any decisions regarding getting rid of them or what you want to do about them, you have that knowledge. If you build from the top of your deck, you can take a peep, get to know it's there. So definitely use that knowledge to your ability. Hope to see me enter your event on Friday. We'll see. We'll see what I play in. Sorry for interrupting you. You were saying?
No, you're good. I'm just blabbering.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
You're right. I'm just. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Yeah,
that is a lot.
Because he wins too fast.
Well, that's the thing, right? The longer I don't play, the more mysterious I come off, and the more legendary my abilities stay. Until you guys actually see me play, and then it's a whole other question.
That's what you're running with?
I mean, it's I'm like that hidden boss monster that no one knows how to get to. And then, like, just like any other myth or legend, like, the longer that stays that way, the better it is for me and my image.
Spoiler, he's probably playing Shoto.
Yeah, shocker.
And you're not going to have a good
day. All right. Going down to 14 here for Shiro. And we'll call it there, and passing it back over.
Both of these players have so many foundations. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're both very well set up. I will say, though, not too much flexibility for Ojiro, because a lot of his stuff is flipped. So effectively, skills-wise, they're very much just there for cost at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Which isn't a bad thing when you consider the whole each foundation that's face up effectively says, "Hey, give my attack a buff," and if your opponent blocks it, they flip one down.
Mm-hmm. All right, I know I pulled up this card not that long ago. Yeah, the setup strike. There we go. It definitely is a good setup.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of some momentum. Let me go ahead and buff this speed up to 6 real quick because I can.
Ojiro most definitely does feel like an all-in aggressive character for sure. Definitely leans more on trying to deal damage than prevent a lot of it. But you know, I mean, Earth provides some durability to that, so maybe playing him in Earth is like that balancing factor of being able to bring some longevity to your game.
Oh yeah, and for those that have played, the Earth, Death, or Evil packages, know how strong Apathetic is. That card is just so good. Being able to just be like, you're a troublesome card. Let's go ahead and flip that one for me.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to play a throw. Let me go ahead and flip down your wall cling real quick.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are just talking about that. The going second, reviewing out that 0 card just to form it right back. That's...
Yeah, it's so good.
So good.
So good.
It's one of those few... I don't know about few, actually, but it's one of those decks that definitely loves to go second.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ojiro and Death is going to be my go-to moving forward. The fire is good, like get the Ida stuff, but I think Death's going to be where it's at.
Well, I just feel like I feel like it's a challenge now. Like if no one played Death in like the first Webcam Weekly, like I almost feel like at this point I have to build a Death deck and just.
You mean Evil?
Or evil. I'm thinking. I always forget that they're two different things. But yeah. So evil. But to bring it back 100%, I think Death is it provides probably more, like it ties in better with the whole restricting what my opponent does by flipping his stuff in. Not only are you going to do that, but you're also creating those uncomfortable situations to be able to close out, right?
So it looks like.
I think that's all.
Ojiro lost.
Yeah, Ojiro taken down in game 1.
Yeah, Ojiro getting access to naval laser stuff. Granted, he can use that on Death or on Earth, so
true.
All of it's great. Like I said, Ojiro has a lot of access. He has a lot of really good symbols on his character right now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he has access to Bakugo stuff. He has access to Tokiomi stuff. He has access to Kirishima stuff, All Might stuff. Like he does have access to a really good card pool.
It's ridiculous. I love it. It's so good. What are you talking about? Hardened Jab is not good. Not at all. Only if it's played on good symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smash. Yeah. Smash is so good. I think Smash is one of Ojiro's best attacks. Granted, it makes you play a little weird. 60, yeah.
All right, it looks like we're going to be dumping in, going for our second mulligan for Ojiro.
I tell you, that 2 mulligan thing that first player gets now is so much nicer.
It digs deep.
I always get scared after I do like my second one. I'm like, oh no, I just mulligan into 6 attacks. All right, let's hope nothing bad happens.
You love the custom play monster. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan too, but I think we are gonna have to talk internally and make sure that is not copywritten art. I think we definitely are gonna have to do a review on that front because don't get me wrong, it's very clean. But we just got to make sure that we're not, breaking any IP laws here.
Yeah. Rather be safe than sorry, right?
Yep.
I mean, that Ojiro player, we gotta. Yeah, his playmat might be a little too much for us.
Might be, who knows, All right. So we're back in the swing of things. Both players ready to go, and we're gonna start with a coordinated effort. Never, don't have it.
Yeah.
And, all right, we're building. All right, we're going all the way.
Calling it on 3. Must have mulliganed into, hey, I got what I got. I'm just not gonna push my luck. There it is. There's a review for the 0 diff.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Go ahead and mezzo real quick.
It just occurred to me that our Ojiro player's cam is facing towards him. That's how's he making that angle work? I guess he's got a stand that's behind him.
Oh, we're actually seeing it through his eyes himself.
Yeah. All right. Okay, playing the secret rare. Cool. And are we gonna go for the 0 diff again here? Yeah, from the looks of it.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Build 6.
Wow.
Yeah, casual build 6. Must be nice.
Yeah.
Don't
7.
don't you guys like the casual build 6 on turn 1? Oh, and my hand still has like 3 cards.
That's insane. He has 2 passing the torches too, so
yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and just drop real quick. That's awesome.
Yep, that's really good. This view and bird's eye view are my. I will say the one thing about bird's eye view that makes it really good, and like I stream at a bird's eye view when I play games, is it's really good for the stream. The reality is, while angles are good for players because you get to see your opponent's hand and all that, for stream viewing, if everyone had a bird's eye view, I would be a much happier man. There'd be less fiddling around with the screens to see which one looks better at which angle. But most definitely, I think a 45-ish degree angle is definitely optimal if you guys are playing in these events. They give your opponent the opportunity to see where your hands are, where your board is, and just in general keeps a clean view of where everything is.
It's always a tricky trying to get it at the angle to see everything, but also not enough to see your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I was telling people whenever they're trying to get the webcam set up, I was like, look, I would much rather you accidentally tip your hand than have cards leave your camera and then, potentially get disqual or warning or whatever the punishment would be. But no, everyone's been doing really well so far, and everyone's been really easy to work with, which is great.
Yep. And, naturally, depending on the platforms we play on, they're going to have different challenges. And as long as everyone's flexible with trying to make it work, then I think, these are definitely a net positive more than anything else. So.
Yeah, it's, man, I'm telling you, all those, they're running all the 0. They have to be running all the.
Oh, they have to, right? Like, it's just a play that's so strong that you're just like, I have to, right?
It's amazing.
All right, so using the coordinated effort here to clear off and then building. And then leaving themselves with 3 cards in hands after this, and then we're just going to call it there, I think.
Yeah. Is Mezzo the new Hiroshima? Stay tuned next week. Yeah, why would you need a stage as a secondary hand? We could have a discard pile as a secondary.
Yep. All right. So we use this setup strike to block, and this time we're using a setup strike to attack. So I don't even have to change card on the layout. Let's go.
Bam. Talk about efficiency.
Right? Let us see. So the Ojiro's life total is at 27. They just have not reset their life marker at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to buff up the damage here and currently sitting at 6 damage, 3 high. And we're just going to take. All right, I'm just not going to consider it much. Just going to take that down and go down to 21.
Now he has a 0. Oh, there it is. Let me just go. Let me grab this real quick. Here we go. I'll lose 0 health real quick too while I'm at it, I guess.
Hmm.
That's so good.
How many people this week's event? I believe
64.
All right, 64 players participating in today's event.
It was a good amount. Great turnout.
Very good, solid turnout, right? Especially for something that's tournaments that are meant to emulate the locals vibe. If I had a 60-man locals, sheesh.
Right? Jeez. 66 entrants.
Oh wow, there you go.
So we're close.
Not bad. Frog lashing definitely punishes Orjiro.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of just playing into the game plan at that point, which is like extremely tough.
Yeah, like oh crap. Now I gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
Here comes the back burner.
All right, so we
Ooh.
block, we check the attack, and we're just gonna be committing here to make sure that this block actually gets through. And it was a half block, 23. I guess maybe I miscounted totals. Or maybe it was lowering the amount of damage the attack does. Maybe not. Either way, I guess we're at 17 now. You know what? I'll just take the players for what they say. Oh, Egg, thanks for the raid, by the way. Much appreciated. I hope you had a good stream. And hi, everybody. We're playing a little of My Hero Academia here in the Wednesday weeklies. So players get to play out and basically replicate the vibes of locals while playing for plus ultra packs.
Another
lashing. This one being even stronger than the last one. Swinging in for 6 plus 7, so that's a solid 13 damage, something like that. Being down to 4.
Yeah.
Being down to 4.
Meso still has a full foundation set up.
Oh yeah, you can just go. Nope. I was about to say, you can just go in. Nah, I guess not.
Why not?
But like so fine defensively, right? Like 3 cards, all your foundations ready to block if you need to. Full health, very healthy. So, I see why I put them at 27 instead of 29. That's why I thought they were short too. And the gift subs, always much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much for the support. A huge shout out to our returning Air Force members. All right, let's see it out.
All right, Ojiro, everyone wanted to see ya. Take it away.
Yeah, now's your time. Now let's see you do what you do best. You got. Oh nope. I guess. Nope. Yeah.
No.
And that's what 2-0 for Shiro.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So we found you guys an Ojiro matchup. However, unfortunately, ended incredibly quickly. But well done to the players for taking it out decks. I think these are very 2 characters that we don't see too often. So huge shout out to them for taking it out. And I mean, let's go see if we can't find ourselves another matchup. I mean, that ended relatively quickly, so we can probably close in another one here. So let's see if we can't find something interesting.
Anything special you're looking for?
I don't know. If you find an interesting matchup, we can just go or run with it. I'll trust you on that one.
Interesting matchup. I got a Jiro Ochako on 15.
Sure, we can get some Ochako gameplay in. Why not? Whoa, these views are really good for webcam. All right, let's fix those life totals real quick.
Bam.
So
Did
21.
Ojiro win? Negative. Mezzo took it away.
Mezzo did take it away in a clean 2-0. Ojiro, unfortunately, drawing dead in his crackback turn and not being able to close it out.
Let's see. That is a lot. of oh geez, I just blanked on the
Claims to fame.
attack. The one that makes you call the destined for mainstream success. That's the word.
Yeah, that's the one. So we have Jiro on the Staff Strike package. Very dangerous indeed, especially since Jiro can add some consistency to the checks to make sure that you can line up the combo.
I still think that Jiro plays the staff strike combo a lot better than Momo does, just because of that setup, that reason right there.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've landed up on it. I haven't built the deck yet, but like if I was going to push my like if I was gonna build a Staff Strike deck, I do feel like I want it on a Jiro build as opposed to a Momo. Which, for what it's worth, Momo's still incredibly good, right? Like we saw Momo perform pretty well last week, so it's definitely a deck that can get there.
Yeah, that the Momo deck is just, hey, you have to have you have the discard pile you have to worry about a lot of now too, on top of what you're already used to. So it's a tedious one to play, but it rewards the players that play it well.
All right, now with the Staff Strike setup, you can set up next 2 weapon cards to be pretty dangerous. So we'll see.
They are a little low on foundations, so.
Yeah, so I mean, and all they have in hands are attacks. So there's no building that's going to be happening after this. So, and Ochako's in a very healthy 18 at the moment, so still a lot of light to work with. So here's to hoping that Jiro can check well. I mean, presumably Jiro knows what's on top of their deck, but.
So we got Ojiro, we got Jiro, we got whatever Kirishima's first name is.
Ajiro, I think.
Ichiro. All the Jiros.
All right, getting rid of the other Staff Strike. And so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves an earplug in there.
Oh, yeah. Like, well, it's a 5 check. I don't have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, you know, coasting.
It'll be fine. I mean, they were sitting on 1 foundation. Now they got 2 at least. And another attack. Because why not? And I got the +4/+4. Like you said, if you don't block Jiro's attack the first time, it's just going to get harder to block the more that they throw out there. Let's go ahead and grab this card real quick.
So the question is, are you going to keep pushing? Well, I guess we'll see what Ochako does about this, right? I mean, Ochako's pretty much committed out at this point, so probably not going to see too many blocks. So now it's just evaluating, are you going to be able to clear the checks?
Correct, yeah.
All right, and this one pushes through, pushing Ochako down to 10.
Are they going to push? Let's see. So they went ahead and committed earphone jack so they could re-ready up that foundation. So I mean, it's doable.
It is. I mean, and these attacks are going to ignore progressive difficulty, but will they do enough damage, right? So here's the Staff Strike. You do check a 5.
Looks like they're just going in. They don't have the ability to set up the combo.
Do we have enough to pump this up, enough damage to be able to get there, though?
Jiro.
Does Jiro pump on weapons? Is it attack or speed?
I want to say, let's look.
I think it's speed. So
on weapon, it gets speed, correct?
Yeah. So at the moment, we don't have lethal. We're representing a guaranteed 6 damage. It's definitely going to get through, but it's
correct.
Currently not at a point where we have a damage buff.
I don't think there's any way to.
Just 6, and I guess try and swing. No, we're gonna call it there. Wow. Okay. So hoping to put themselves in a good position to maybe. I mean, he's got 3 foundations, so there is some defensive lines available, but
yeah.
Ochako can 100% deal 21 damage.
Oh yeah, easily. That's a scary thing. You're like, oh yeah, 20. That's nothing. You're
Yeah,
just like,
that's.
it's nothing.
I mean, just on the fact that Ochako can string like 2, 3 attacks with one attack in its own right is kind of scary.
Oh yeah. But they only realistically need 2 attacks
Hmm.
to just bounce back and forth left to right.
And we do see, I think, at least 3 attacks in hand. So
The opponent's like, show me an attack and I'll give it to you. I'm just kidding. It's always scary when your opponent's just like, hey, if you could just show me attack, I'll just go ahead and scoop. You're like,
yeah.
sure.
All right, kicking us off. Stun here going to be incredibly important.
Oh yeah.
All right, where I need to better organize these files. Where's the Denki cards?
You gotta have like a folder for each character and just like.
Yeah, and put the ones that are like have that character on the card. I think that would make my life incredibly easier than just going through one folder and dumping everything. All right, so Electric Jolt here, and we will have the block with the Staff Strike, and we will clear the check.
Sounds good.
Right, then Ochako doing what she does best and sending it over to Momentum.
Let's just go ahead and get some free momentum, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and add this one in here too, because we can.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Not a ton of foundations to work with, though. 4 is a little suspect. So these are going to have to be big and early explosive attacks.
With Denki cards, 3 momentum can turn into a lot of momentum fast.
Yeah. All right, there it is.
Pillar swing, all right.
This is where we're going to get that big damage coming through.
That's what's that, home run comment, right?
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
And that's powerful. So only powerful 1, but nevertheless, you know, it's an additional 3 damage.
Then we have the Denki Foundation that you can flip it to tap them down 1, and then the other one lets you flip it to get another momentum.
And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and do that.
Go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
let me just put this rod over here.
Slot that right there.
Now that's scary. 5 momentum. That's that's a lot of momentum.
It do be a lot.
Now comes the kicker as to what's gonna happen.
Well, we'll see. That's a lot of momentum to work with. You know, you got the home run comment. I don't know if powerful 1 is enough to utilize it here when your opponent's still at 20, but it does open up a lot of plays that Ochako will have available on the second or third attack if the right cards are there.
So it gets +1 for each charge or high attack. So it's going to be at least powerful 2 within on its own, at least.
Right. Yeah. But it does look like we're sticking with just a 4 here.
Ooh. Flash.
Whoa. Okay.
So they are going to go ahead and discard that momentum to use that effect. Oh, that's a scary one right there. I'm saying I'm gonna go ahead and make sure you're gonna fail these. Let's see, what do I want where?
This is a lot of options here.
Oh yeah. We gotta know exactly what's right. That's a good one. That's an amazing one.
Yeah, we're just gonna put that right there.
Save it for later. Then let's see what you got in your discard pile real quick, and let's see here. Where's your lowest Check value. Let's see.
Is it Staff Strike?
It's still a 3.
Is there? I don't think there's a 2 in that deck at the moment.
It might be Specialist of Sound if they run it.
Right.
If it's good. They're having second thoughts on putting their own card from their discard pile. Maybe they are considering just putting 2 attacks right into the top of their deck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, after all, Jiro can use her once per turn to just swap it out anyway, right?
Right, so you might as well just dump 2, yeah.
Might as well put 2, yeah. Yep, that's what it looks like they're doing. Smart move.
Yeah, so now you're basically nullifying Jiro's ability at this point.
Mm-hmm. And or just benefiting yourself.
Yep.
Maybe.
You're gonna get the draw here off of the attack from Sound Waves.
It's pretty good.
And this does have flash, so we're just gonna go right to blocks here.
Right to blocks.
But again, let's see, 3. Does Ochako bump up the damage? No.
Mm-mm.
So it's just gonna be another 3 here, poking down to
Just
13.
a small poke.
But 13 is within Ochako range, depending on the right. Oh, are we considering a block here? I guess we're gonna go for the block, but you know what you're gonna check, so oh, it's a cycle, I guess.
Go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, just cycle it out. Okay, fair enough. Because at least now your Jiro ability might be able to put a foundation on top, and you might actually be able to protect yourself at this point.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's another great play. Oh yeah. Here it comes, powerful 4. Or I can't remember if it's charged. Let's see. Sound Waves is a charge, so yeah. Home Run Comet benefits from Sound Waves, especially Sound Waves. So now the Jiro player is gonna be like, all right, let's see what we got.
Pretty much. Just can I get something that'll save me here?
Mm-hmm. Looks like the Ochako player is just going all in. They know that this is their make it or break it turn.
This is definitely the time to make something happen for sure.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on in my momentum. Go ahead and commit and pick up. No, it's a speed buff on this one. That's right.
Let's buff it up. An additional 3?
Yeah, I think it's 3. 3 speed.
So bumping it up to a 6 speed, pretty good. And we're just gonna throw that all in there. We're gonna use the Jiro Enhance, and I mean, yep.
Which one would you rather have, the 5 check or the 5 check?
Yeah, you know. And gonna block.
Throw the card out.
And commit. And take.
That's game.
And that's
Bam.
GG's. Ochako taken
Well
down.
done.
We joined here a little late, so I don't know if that was game 2 or anything, but
I think it was game 1. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I got no clue.
That was a really well timed Specialist of Sound, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, super solid. Just ended up lining up things really well, and because there were foundations on top of the deck, so
yeah, they got one after that.
Yeah, so very well done. I think
it's looking like they're checking in, maybe. Not too sure.
Not sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just give the players a couple of seconds. See, I mean, they're shuffling it out, so it looks like they might be pushing the play. Still not what you're watching it, but congratulations or So for those of you coming in from the Dragon Ball side, the way My Hero plays out is you have gray cards, which are called foundations, and you're basically using those cards as kind of setting up for your mana, your energy, or anything like that if you guys come from other card games. And then you use orange cards, which are attacks like the ones that are on screen, to deal damage to your opponent. And attacks have a couple of components. They have a speed, which is the 3 that you're seeing on the card here. They have a direction, so whether, like fighting game, is it high, mid, or low. And they have a damage amount. And the goal is to lower your opponent down to 0 life. And then the way that you pay for costs is that a card like the ones that we have above here have both a difficulty check as well as a check value. So the 4 on the top is the difficulty, and the bottom right is the check value. So let's say I attempted to play Homura Comet. I would reveal the top card of my deck, and we would compare the bottom right corner value of the card I just flipped to the top left corner. And that's how I would pay for costs. And then the gray cards that are on my board, like you guys saw in the opponents, can be committed, tap down, turn 90 degrees to effectively pay that cost. So, and then that's the rough gist of you're paying cost, and you're setting up your foundations to pay for costs to deal damage to your opponent. And then, you know, skills and all that kind of take over in between there. This is indeed the final round, everybody. And it does look like here Jiro opted to go second. So.
Where? First, I think.
Or first, yeah, committed means first. I clearly don't know what I'm talking about here.
It's okay. It's a long day. I'm sorry I threw you off with the matching shirt. So I get it. You're off your game today.
Yeah, a little bit. So for those of you guys who are new to the game here, you just saw the Jiro player basically spend their entire turn, and this is what you want to do, your turn 1, building up their foundations. So those gray cards that are now at the bottom, which you still have to check them, you still have to pay your cost to be able to play them into your card pool. Once the turn passes, they go down to your stage, and then they stay there. And that's basically what you'll be using for the rest of the game to be able to pay for your costs. And every time you play a card, it becomes progressively harder to play another one. So think of it like holding a combo in a fighting game. It gets harder to string together your combos. This is effectively what that is. So the first card costs 2. The second card, even though it has a cost of 1, will cost 2 because you had 1 card behind it. And then that progression keeps on for every other card you play after that.
The longer you keep going, eventually you're going to burn out. You're going to run out of energy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's an exhaustion factor. I'm exhausted right now, jeez.
All right. So are we staying with a Com 3 build here, a 4 build? What is the Ochako player here going to do?
Let's see.
All right, looks like we're going for... And it does not... All right, we will commit Ochako here for the pass, and then we're going to check another 4, and then we're going to stop on a build 5, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, we did see the 2 checks, so that's probably what they're thinking. Like, do I go for the potential, 3 check and fail?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's very thematic. That's my favorite thing about this card game. If you watch the anime and whatever, you can probably guess right away what the character is going to be doing, like what their cards do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's spot on. For the most part.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely vibes based on the themes. Here a very calm turn 2 for Jiro. Just build 2 and pass.
They must be ready.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just being respectful of the amount of damage burst that can be pushed out of Ochako's side, I guess.
Oh yeah, for sure. Starting off with a dinky attack. Yeah, Chakra being able to, just like you said, a lot of high attacks with her, ability to make things float, but also kind of also goes back into that whole momentum thing where after the attack goes through, it goes to momentum, and then you can use it again later to bring it crashing back down to benefit from stored stuff, I guess you could call it. That's always the feel I got out of it.
Mm-hmm. Like Tony was saying earlier, if you're playing Asui, it feels like you're flip-flopping your your foundations and jumping around. So it's very, very thematic. Midoriya, he just breaks his arm to go for one big attack.
Yep. Just discard all the cards in your hand and just
Yep.
clench your butt cheeks and yell smash.
All right, let's see if what's gonna happen here. We're just gonna block. Probably, yep. Just commit Jiro here. Go into all of it. Send that over to momentum. You must be nice.
It's pretty much free real estate.
Pretty much. And that's it. Just one attack and then go back to building. And I will say that's the contrast between this game and the game that we saw prior. Ochako was in a position where she had very little left in foundation. Now that could be that over the the last game before we got there, she utilized it to send it into her momentum multiple times. But nevertheless, having multiple resources here is going to allow her to extend going into her turn 3 much easier.
Yeah, his just like they said, Kaminari is super. Kaminari's once per game ability pretty much lets him pick up everything in his pool and just chuck it right into momentum, and then just go in with a huge attack. After that, if you could live that attack, he's all zoned out, dude. He's just sitting there, like thumbs up, and he's like, "Well, I kind of that was it. That was my all."
That was nice. All right, so we've been seeing a very passive Jiro this game. Let's see. All right, so now we're gonna start poking in. We're gonna start doing some damage.
Yeah. Leading off with Unwavering Slash. That card is nothing but value, especially in Jiro.
Oh no apologies. We were jumping around table, so I'm sorry if I scared you guys. We were just trying to jump from table to table to find something, so no problem.
So I don't know if you saw the Jira player just use Capsule Evildoers. Said, "I'm gonna go ahead and steal your momentum real quick. Thanks."
Yeah, that's good.
Especially going against Ochako, I wouldn't be surprised if that was in their side deck and they sided it in just to counterplay all that momentum.
I would imagine.
It's really good against, if Ochako does get that loop going with the pickup momentum, add it to momentum, pick it back up, do it again. Do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around, and then now your opponent's at 0 health.
Yep. All right, so we got the first quick creation. Now we're gonna line ourselves up with a second quick creation.
Why not even 3?
Why not 3? All right, there we go. And we're gonna stop it at that. And I mean, Jiro lends herself very comfortable with this game plan. Poke, relax, poke, do some stuff, poke. The manipulation of the top of your deck just lends itself very much to forcing your opponent into some awkward checks, which can actually fumble their game plans. So.
Yeah, they're probably trying to fish out those staff strikes to get that combo ready. Just prepare a little bit. You got to have some foundations, because with the staff strike combo, you are checking at least an 8.
Yep. Looks like only one attack on Ochako's side here, so you do just go for it. Try and get some damage in, and then see where it can go. Long-lasting explosion though is not too bad. I mean, it is significantly better if you're able to chain more attacks, but I mean, might as well get the usage out of it here while you still can.
Considering most of Uraraka's stuff are, high attacks, it's gonna feed into that extra speed, so that's nice.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if she has ways to draw into additional attacks, but we'll see.
Hey, it's just mind games, right?
It is mind games. It absolutely is mind games.
Like, yeah, go ahead, block this attack. It's gonna be hard to block the next one.
Mm.
Just kidding, I don't have one. It's so crazy how every character pretty much effectively has 3 different deck builds that can pretty much, go off of, which is really cool.
Yep, I think the symbol system lends itself really incredibly well to that. And then not only that, but like at the moment we're living in a place where every symbol represents a different build of the deck. But as the symbols get more depth, every symbol 3-4 sets down the line could represent 4-5 different ways to build just
Oh
on
yeah.
that symbol alone. So now even and that's what's amazing is that basically any support can effectively be legacy support. So now we have set 1 characters who started off with 3 ways to build their decks, and now 3 sets in have 9 ways to build that character, which is I'm super excited to see the depth that I mean I'm excited but I'm scared because Lord knows I'm gonna be spending some time building decks, but it lends itself
You're gonna be
incredibly
that guy
well.
with like
Oh,
a 200
100%.
card deck, just be like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
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 All the range attacks in the Shoto, you don't care. This attack's getting plus 18 damage at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, yeah. You know,
That's awesome.
it's super dope. And maybe one day, they create that card that says take half your deck and put it into your drop, and then you just to take out, flip it around, and then I doubt, but I'd be a happy guy if they did.
Yeah, right. You're gonna be that one guy that's like, this is me.
Yeah. It
You
is
sure this is
definitely.
Bitcoin?
It is most definitely a rabbit hole of deck building. We'll have because here's the thing. Not only so at the moment, let's just say with set 1, there are 3 ways to build every character, and there are 30 characters.
I think we're pushing at least 20 right now.
20. So there's like very, and then every deck has its own variation. Even if you go, let's say Air Bakugo, there's variations on that Air Bakugo, right? Because you have so at base you're looking at effectively over 60 different ways to build set 1 decks. If you're not looking at, there you go. So like 20, so 100.
Still fun. Yeah.
And that's like if you're not even considering like the different variations that are within the symbols. So
Exactly, yeah. Because you could build Oraka with a focus on high attacks, or you could focus her on life. Also, with a different style of high attacks, and it's just there's so much variation. My go-to with like deck building is to just look at a character and just bucket each options based
yeah.
off the symbol. Be like, okay, if I go this route, I have access to all these characters and all their attacks. If I go this route, we get these ones. This route, we get these routes. And then just try to figure out, okay, which one makes the most sense?
Pretty much, yeah.
And then you gotta play test it because sure, it looks good on paper, and then you realize, oh wait, I don't have any. I'm only checking attacks and
Mm-hmm.
only drawing foundations when I need them. Things can always look good on paper, but you gotta play test, and that's what's great about these local uh, style things that you get to test it that way without really any penalty. It's just a great casual test it out, see what works, see what doesn't work, make cuts, get ready for the next week to try again.
Exactly. All right, 2 attacks on top. I don't think that's actually that bad because like she's not in a position where she has to block, and then they can just draw those 2 attacks.
You're not wrong. And the fun part is Uraka playing that specialist of sound or not specialist of sound, but specialist sound waves is if they block with it, they can just draw into it to clear that out of the way.
Mm-hmm. True.
So,
True.
and then they all lose to Kirishima. Yep, I was kidding. I feel like Kirishima players are going to be starting to get too complacent here real soon.
I think so too. Which I will say, at the moment at least, there's some evolution in what Kirishimas are doing. First, they went very they went towards good, and now we're seeing Void maybe to try and
Mhm.
counteract the Kirishima. So at the moment, there's some evolution, but like it does feel like nevertheless the strategy still kind of leans on the same type of thing that Kirishima's doing. And you know, when something is a meta contender like that, where you just expect it to such a high level, you get to a point where you know you have a target on your back, and people will have specific tech just for that matchup. You know, so
Mhm.
irrefutable forces of natures and all that kind of sort that people are main decking to just hate on your deck specifically. And at that point, we'll see, we can see the numbers shift.
Mhm. And it's like the whole thing. It's like, well, if you can't beat him, join him, sure. But then everyone's running the same deck, and if I have a deck that counters Kirishima, and everyone's running Kirishima, it's just a walk in the park for me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Easy day.
And I think right now for the challenge for the meta is just finding where that lies.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
and it could be that maybe at the moment with the card pool there is that's very tough to do, and that's fair. And then we just have to see, evaluate based on that. But
Nothing handles Kirishima easily, though. And you're not wrong, but there are some things that can definitely benefit counter him easier than other things. Must be timing around.
I would imagine at that point, I can't minimize my Discord screen at the moment, but I would figure it'd be probably soon.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that. A lot of fast decks too can really
Fa-
punish the Kirishima players.
Fast deck, flash decks, decks that can deal stupid amount of fast damage very early on.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, this must be timing around. So we're gonna see. I don't know what if this is game 2 or 3. So
Yeah, but regardless, player two will get to wrap up. But I think this
we-
is ending in a draw. I mean, who knows? Ochako can deal 27, right? Like, it's not impossible whatsoever for this deck to be able to
yeah,
deal that much damage. So,
being able to pick up blocks is silly sauce. I like that.
all right.
Let's see.
And that's it. No block. That's pretty much what I was figuring. Ochako wanting to draw as many attacks as possible, so let's leave those on top of the
Oh,
deck.
here's another one.
127. I mean, especially if we're in time at the moment, we're in a position where like you can take everything and you just try to go all in on your turn. So
Mhm.
unless you're about to take lethal, I think you just take it. As the second player,
Oh
you
yeah.
just have every benefit of just not wasting cards. Like unless you're trying to cycle some foundations out of your hands to draw into more attacks, I think you just all in. You just take everything until you're at a point of lethal, and then you go from there.
Mm-hmm. Which is what it looks. I don't think Jiro can push through for damage. They're trying. They're
Yeah,
definitely trying.
wall cling's gonna flip here. Half block is gonna basically turn into a full block.
So attack, not attack. You almost always call attack with Descent for mainstream success, unless you're Jiro and you know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even then, you probably still call attack because that's probably what you'd put on top if you had it.
Most likely, I mean, that's what you would opt to do. And then she
Mm.
knows. Yeah, we do know what there was going to get checked there, so you get to block. All right, fair enough. You lose an attack, but you know there's another one coming, and at least you're basically cycling another foundation out of your hand.
And at this point, it comes down to the Choco player. Oh, another attack. They're
Yep.
going all in.
So there's the other staff strike. So going in with another staff strike combo. And it
Mm,
is set
that's
up.
scary.
Yeah, and it is set up that the next two. Oh, well, I don't even know how to put that one away. That was the card that was up. So once again, the next two weapons will ignore progressive.
We draw 2 for having 2 foundations in their pool, but did they draw another attack?
I think those are all foundation draws.
They still have passing the torch up, which is good. They can powerful it. Draw an attack. Oh,
Oh,
I think that's the
that's
scoop.
that's yeah,
That's the scoop toss.
that's the all I can send.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I think the conversation is just like where does this go? I guess. I mean, player two does have the ability to go.
The other players just like just quit. I gotta do my stuff still.
And that's
Oh yeah, they had attacks for days.
they got and they would draw 2 additional cards playing those attacks. I mean, player two does get their turn out, but I guess they're just trying to speed through it and just shortcut it and say like, hey, do you have enough damage to be able to? Because
Correct, yeah.
Jiro was in a position here where they had to basically commit everything to be able to try and get these attacks through. So,
I mean, it's a local scene style, so
of course, of course, of course.
draws happen.
Oh, they absolutely do happen, and that's okay. I can't remember if these tournaments were currently still at 50. 50 minutes per round, but we are, you know, we're always keeping an eye on that kind of data to see if, you know, if it tends that a lot of matches goes to draws. So we're always keeping an eye on those things internally. It was 60 this round. Okay, there we go. So it was turned to 60. We had internal discussions and we figured 60 was actually probably more aligned with what would lead to more games completing in a timely fashion. So I hopefully everyone agrees. There are a number of games still playing it out, but you know, we'll see how those go out. But yeah, so that was awesome. We saw a couple of very solid games. We saw Ojiro finally. Everyone got to see that. I mean unfortunately, kinda. But I'm very happy that we saw Shiro. That was a deck that you know, we were hoping to be able to see more of. We saw great variation across the board. Managed to dodge the Kirishimas of the world.
Yeah.
So for the tournament, there was that. But yeah, I think a super exciting gameplay across the board. We saw some super solid matches. I don't know if you had any specific highlights in terms of like what we saw today, but
No, I mean, I thought that today was great. There wasn't. I mean, there was some unfortunate draws, like all foundations when you could have won.
yeah, the Mineta, yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. What else would say that was really kind of crazy? Oh, sorry, was that you? My bad, I forgot.
Shoto, we did see Shoto today, which I'm super happy about because very rarely do I get to. Well, I mean, eventually I'll be playing Shoto, but you know, at the moment, not that much stream presence. So I'm very happy about that.
Hey, it's extra. It's free motivation for you to keep at it. You know, like
yeah.
You do well.
Yeah, I do need a 4th heat wave, so we'll see. You know, we'll see when I get my hands on that.
You don't need a 4th heat wave if you can run Go Beyond.
True, very true.
So don't take my advice. That's bad advice.
I mean, we'll see. I'll just have to grind out some webcams, and maybe if I have the access to the card, I just do it for the memes.
Shoji was pretty cool seeing just the constant. Oh, let me just go ahead and get this back and replay it for a 0, and let me grab it again next turn.
I mean, it's casual build 6, you know.
Yeah, why not? And still have 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, must be nice. But yeah, so with that said, guys, that was our second webcam weekly. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and of course, huge shout out to Jellyfish Guy for joining me and being a phenomenal caster throughout the entirety of it.
Thank you.
Yeah. In chat, guys, next time around, I think next week we're going to be doing these off of the official MHACCG Twitch channel. So the links are now spammed by me in the chat, so definitely go check out that channel and follow, and we will make announcements throughout the weeks we're pouring out. But last, of course, just a reminder, guys, if you guys want to participate in anything MHA-wise, there is a community calendar. We've posted on our socials. More events throughout the weeks if you guys want opportunities to play. You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have webcam tournaments. Thursday, there's the Throwdown Thursdays with Lonoko. So if you guys want to get some experience there with decks that you guys don't have access for, go check that out. And if you guys want to learn how to play, join the official MHA Discord. That's discord.gg/Jasco. And you guys can jump in there. And Tony, too, one of the most notable players in the 2022 season, going undefeated in multiple tournaments, will be showcasing explicitly how to play, how to build decks, and answering your questions. If you guys want to see, you guys are welcome to check out the VOD after the stream closes, where he does a phenomenal interview before in our pre-show. and he just talks out everything there. So definitely go check that out. There's a bunch of fantastic how to play videos on the YouTubes as well if you guys want to go check that out. And if anything, Jellyfish Guy answers like every single question that people have on the Discord. So
Except for the ones I don't. Which reminds me, I have a question. Why would anyone want to spend a lot of time learning and practicing this card game? Is there like some awesome event taking place later this year, right?
Yeah, well, in organized play, if you get yourself to qualify for the Hero League Championship, there is a $250,000 prize pool. This is effectively an alternative to like a world-style tournament where the top players from nationals, the last chance qualifiers, the top performers across organized play season as a whole, and the Pro Hero MVP, the number one player elected, invited for being, aspiring, being the type of player that we want to value being in terms of a card game as a whole. So I guess you guys are riding if you... All right, cool. So we will close this out. Once again, thank you very much, Jellyfish Guy. Guys, join next week. They're weekly. So if you guys want to participate, we had 66 entrants in today's tournament, guys. So that's awesome. Definitely keep up the momentum. We'll be at it once again next week. And we'll just go ahead and close out with the video and call it for today, guys. So thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good one.